like I'm live. Everything's working good. Hello, and welcome. All right, so for today, I'm going to continue working on these smartwatches for Shirako from the Acceleracers. Yeah, it's been a speed run, this cosplay, but it's coming along. I see Fairy Bot. Hello, Caw. I know it's just you. Meow. Yeah, so for today. All right, so now that the orange is completed on these pieces, the next step is the gray. So I'm gonna do all the, so basically it's this one that still needs like highlights and shadows. This one here is completed. I might add a little bit more shadows in some areas, but we'll see. Hey, and it's Win. Hi, Win. How you doing? How you doing, Win? All right, where are my colors? Sorry I was running a tad late. I don't know, the morning just got away from me and I'm feeling pretty sleepy, but I'm okay. I'm doing good. Have nothing to complain about, so. Gonna take a little bit of light blue for my color. Just a little bit. I think I put too much on there, but you know what? It'll be okay. And where is my titanium white? There we go. Using a bit of titanium white. Oh, thank you, Caw, for the sub. Thank you. Caw, you are awesome. That means actually a lot. That really means, thank you. I don't know, anytime like I get a sub, I'm always like, oh, thank you. You're awesome. Good, Win. Glad you're doing good. I'm doing good. Sleepy, but I'm good. I didn't even get out my brushes yet. I was like, wait, I'm only like half prepared. Just a little bit. It's okay. I'm alright. I don't know what brushes was I using. Alright, so there is a brush. What was I using? I wasn't using that one. I was using another one that was similar, but not the same. Not this one. As you can see, I'm oh, here it is. Ever so slightly scatterbrained. I think they are technically the same brush, but one's like, this one wasn't properly brushed or wasn't properly washed, so it's kind of stiff, so it's kind of ruined. Oopsies. It's okay. I've been treating it with turpentine to try to like break it up. All right, so now I just gotta mix my colors. Taking a bit of gray, a bit of white, a bit of black, some blue, and mixing it. Hey, I almost got the same shade like right off the bat. Almost. Almost. Aw, thank you, Evil Leia. Thank you for the sub. Aw, you're awesome. thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Nah. And by the way, hello, Evo Leia. How you doing? Aw, and thank you, Blood. Thank you also for the sub. I really appreciate you as well. Thank you. Also, hello, Blood. Thank you so much. Aw, you. I'm like almost like speechless, you guys. Aw. It makes me really happy that that everyone enjoys the streams and enjoys like hanging out, watching, and seeing the process. And thank you. Aw. I promise I won't cry on camera. Yeah, you can see the blend now. Yeah, see? Okay, the camera's actually seeing the blend slightly better. Not so much on the orange, but more on the gray. I don't know why the camera's seeing it that way. Oh well. You guys are awesome. Oh, whoop, whoop. Like, it does help my motivation to keep working on projects, like keep doing these streams and that kind of stuff. And it it does mean a lot. All right, so for these little guys, I'm going to continue kind of just. You know what? Actually, I need a darker gray shadow. I totally forgot. I'm like, I have medium gray, I have light gray, but I also need a darker gray. All right. So something not too dark, something kind of more like that. There we go. Putting that off to the side and having this here. All right. So, sorry, it's taken me a minute to get everything ready because I didn't mix my colors. I know, it was so nice when I already mixed my colors and I started. And I was like, ah! So here you go. I'm just gonna start here. Here's like, there's like this shadow. And I'm just going to blend it in. So I'm gonna make my mark and kind of blend it in a little bit. And there's some fuzzies because I was making some more animal ears. Almost need like an in between the two light and medium colors. It's almost like an in between. Oh, that's way too light. Whoops. Nope. There we go. That's a little better. There's fuzzies. And I kind of just like blend in my shadow. And with the oil paint, it's a little tricky, but trying my best. And I kind of just do this like feathering type motion with my paintbrush. And then I'll do the same underneath here because there's also a shadow here. I know doing these shadows, it is extra work rather than just painting something solid, but I swear it just adds so much to the piece. I always feel like it even makes the piece look more dynamic or even more solid, like set in place, rather than if it's just a solid color. There we go, and then I'm just adding a bit of my highlight right on top. And blending. I think this gray almost needs a bit more blue to it. There we go. That blends a little bit better. Since I do add in a like hint of a color, it does make it tricky to like color match it perfectly, but you know, it's just some experimenting, just going back and forth and keep retrying. And also, I want to add a little bit of highlight at this bottom corner here, like the reflection. I know oftentimes, like, you don't think of the bottom, like, of an object to be have light, but this is more like giving a suggestion of reflective light. Reflective light is, I think a lot of people end up actually forgetting about reflective light. It's, I don't know how to explain it without giving like full examples like in paintings and that kind of stuff. Um, but basically it's like where you have your shadows and your extreme darks, you do add in a little hint of light from like that would have bounced off from other objects. There you go. Aw, thank you, Win, for the bits. Thank you. Aw, thank you so much. Aw, I appreciate the bits. You know what I need to set up is stickers. I need to set up stickers on this stream. I've been wanting to, and I know I've been talking about stickers since the very beginning. I just don't know how to set them up, which I need to do. But thank you. Aw, it's okay, Evil Leia. I appreciate the sub. You're all amazing, so thank you. The train thing. I think it's fun. I like it. I think it's fun. The hype train. I love it. Oh, interesting. Huh, Evo Leia. I didn't know it from like that from that angle. Hey, it's okay. I appreciate the sub. It's you guys are awesome. So thank you. Oh, interesting. Huh. That's interesting Win and Evo Leia that both of you are seeing like different bit options. That is interesting. I wonder why it's like that. Huh. Maybe it's a different tier system? I don't know. But thank you. What is okay. I looked over at my phone and I saw a notification and for a minute I thought it was important and I was like, what the? But it's not. It's not. It's just the socials. Someone commented on my video on TikTok. That's all it's telling me. Which, by the way, um, on TikTok, uh, I made several videos with my closet Glorum cosplay from World Race, and one of the videos is like still getting hype, and I think it's funny. You know, the Acceleracers and World Race, it's all such a small fandom and even a show that most people don't even remember, but yet here it's getting hype. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to continue on this small fandom thing. I did have a thought one time to like do a lot of art from smaller like inspired by shows and animes that do have smaller fandoms just because no one else is doing art from those. um you know, doing like a whole collection of that, the fan art or even cosplays. I don't know if I'll do that, but it's a thought that crossed my mind. There we go. And for this part here, this flap is actually dark color, kind of like this color here. So I need to mix up more. I think I might even need more black paint. Maybe not. Maybe I'm okay. And this square right here is where the Velcro will go. To keep the to keep the bracelets or the smartwatches in place. So my goal today is to finish these up. Hopefully I can do it. That'd be awesome if I could. I'd be one happy little fairy if I could finish these. I would be a very happy little fairy. I'm just a happy little fairy that you're all here right now. That we're all hanging out. It's all good. Mm. Thank you, Eva Leia. Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a very like possible goal. Something that I can definitely do. I'm gonna move this aside for 2 seconds and I'm gonna bring forward my palette so I can show you how I mix the darker color. Actually, I'm just gonna grab some of this gray. I'm gonna grab a little bit more blue and black. Not quite as dark as I wish it to be. I know, right, Evil Leia? No stress, no stress. No, I'm not stressed. It'll all be good. It'll all be good. It'll work out in the end. I have trust that it'll work out in the end. And I'm gonna take the darkest gray black color that I just mixed up and I'm gonna add it in here. And I'm gonna add it to these details here. I know they already look like they're painted, but they're actually not. It's just the plasti dip. In the reference photo, it's just like, this is just like a little thin line that's two-dimensional. But I thought, you know, it'd be more interesting if it was slightly thicker and three-dimensional. Right, and then I'm gonna add a bit of a highlight on top. So I took some medium gray and I'm blending that right on the top. And also too, there's like shadow underneath these little orange pieces. So I'm gonna add that in there. And I also, if I do get these done before the end of the stream, which I don't think so, I think it's going to take me the entire time. But just in case, I also have horns here to paint, which I need to work on and get ready for. There we go. See, just a little shadow. Little shadows, little highlights. They make all the difference. Is anyone working on anything at the moment? Or are we just all chilling, hanging out? Or is there like someone have also another project in the works? Could be cosplay, could be painting. Nice, nice win. Looking into how to make a mask. That'll be fun. No, I think that'll be a fun project. I like making masks. At one time, I actually went through a huge phase of making masks. I used to do this thing with gauze strips, or it was a plaster gauze strip. So they're basically like gauze strips, but they're embedded with plaster and Vaseline. And I would put the Vaseline on my face so like nothing sticks to it. And I would then take the plaster strips and like lay them over on my face to make a perfect mold. And then once the plaster got warm, it kind of just like the plaster got warm and then it hardened. And it wasn't like warm, like, oh gosh, I'm gonna burn my skin hot. No, it was kind of like the same temperature as my own skin, kind of thing. Like I could feel my own body heat coming through the plaster, kind of thing. So yeah, nothing, bleh, nothing scary. And and then once it like dried, it kind of just like popped off my face, and I would let it then fully dry because it can be still a little soft right after it got a mold of my face. I'd let it dry for maybe overnight or something like that, or 24 hours, and I would then paint them. And that was, oh man, I made so many masks. I went through a huge phase of just with a slight obsession. It was an art project that I did in 8th grade. And yeah, that's how long ago that obsession was. And we did this fun art project. I'm like, I want to make more. And I mean, gauze strips are not hard to find either as Vaseline, and maybe I'll have to refine them and show everyone what I used to make. Yeah, it was a fun project. It's such an easy project too. Yeah, my 8th grade art teacher always thought of like really creative projects. She knew kids didn't want to just like, we had painting projects, but she knew that us 8th graders would get bored with, okay, here's another still life, guys. You gotta paint. Oh, here's another still life that you have to do with colored pencil. She really tried to be creative with working with mixed mediums and keeping our interest, and it worked. It was fun. I had a lot of fun in that class. I liked my middle school art teacher. She was awesome. All right. I'm looking for a small brush now. I'm looking for a flat brush and a small brush because I want to do some little like detailed work. I kind of didn't want to use this one, but I'll use this one because I can't find my other flat brush. And I don't want to be here forever. And where is my other? Nope, not that one. Guess I could use this one. There we go. My tiny brushes. My teeny tiny brushes. Yes, I'm now outlining this part in black. I know it's not the most realistic paint job, but I kind of want to like, that's what's in the reference picture. And I know it looks kind of cartoony, but I'm kind of want to go with that cartoony type feel. So one of these days I really want to do a cell shading cosplay. I want to try cell shading really bad. Really, honestly, a lot of the cell shading to make it look like that is really just using like black outlines for everything. Huh, and it looks like so much fun. One of these days, one of these days, I will make a Tiny Tina cosplay from Borderlands. She is on the top of my list. Don't know when I'll get to that cosplay, but one day I will. Because I think it'd be fun to make. Also, too, gives me another gremlin to be. Tina the Gremlin. Yeah. You know my love for gremlin characters. I will say, after working on this cosplay, though, it made me realize how much I do like to just um, work on one main project. Like, I really do like working on a cosplay and continually like working on it, and like it feels good not to have months of gaps in between where I'm like, I'm still working on this character, and people are like, it's taking you a long time to finish it. And I'm like, well, I keep getting distracted with other projects, and I just haven't finished it. No, it feels really good. This part's a little tricky. Sorry if I fell silent there. I'm like holding my breath, extra concentration. Extra concentration. There we go. I actually like the black outline. I think it like adds some more character to it. Realistic? No, not at all. But I do like it. Hey, it's Isaac. Hi, Isaac. How you doing? That would be cool. I feel like Tiny Tina and Jinx would definitely be friends. They would be friends. I feel like they would understand each other. I do still have a vision in my head of uh painting like a bunch of gremlins from different universes into like one painting. like like adding Jinx, Tiny Tina, Nimona, any gremlin characters just in there. Who else? Rebecca. Rebecca would definitely be in that group. Rebecca from the Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Yeah, she is peak gremlin. No, Evil Leia, I'm not gonna explode holding my breath. I promise. Evil Leia, that would be really bad. That would be really bad and really sad and really tragic, and I don't want to put you any of you through that. So don't worry, I'm not gonna. That's not gonna happen. All right. Yeah, just trying to blend this part right here. There we go. Let that dry. True. True, Evil Leia. No snack. Well, yeah, no smacking. Snack. Well, I mean, the gremlin happened because there was snacking after midnight. Rebecca is best girl. I agree with you, Win. Becca is best girl. All right. I had a liner brush. Now I'm trying to like. I had a hair. There we go. I've been making more animal ears, so there's more things floating around, little hairs. Come on, where's the liner brush? And the funny thing is I know I just saw it. There it is. So a liner brush is one that's like really long bristles, like that one right there. Long bristles. You know what I want to do too? I want to make more like Cyberpunk Rebecca art. I think that would be fun. I want to make more fan art. It actually, like, how much I love that girl that I haven't made more art of her, which I don't fully understand why I haven't made more art of her. Let's see if I can do this cleanly. If I can't, I'm just gonna do it with a flat brush. Yeah, that's not as clean as I'd like it to be. Okay, flat brush it is. Hey, sometimes that's how it is in art. Sometimes you have to like look at something and you're like, will it work with this brush? Nope. All right, on to the next one. And this brush is just not as stiff as the one I can't seem to find. There's a brush that I'm looking for that's even stiffer than this. I think it would work way better for what I'm doing, but it's okay, I can make it work. I'm just more like blending. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me that it's already dry. Okay, it's not dry. There we go. And is that a paint chip, that green thing? Lovely. So since I cleaned off my paint palette, every once in a while there's like a little chip of paint that stays behind that's like, hi, I'm still here. And like, be gone, paint chip. Uh-oh, I made an oopsie. Right here. No, will it not scrub off? There we go. Scrubbed off. Okay. We're chilling. We're chilling. There we go. Yeah, the flat brush actually for this part worked way better than the liner brush. I almost wonder, why did I even think that the liner brush was gonna work? Hey, sometimes you don't know unless you try. That comes true for painting. Fuzzy. Nope, the fuzzy's still there. Fuzzy, be gone. I like them. They're looking very cartoony, which makes me happy because I like this feeling that it is like cartoony. Anyways, I swear in World Race, they were trying to make it more like the animation style. Like cell shading, but the technology just wasn't there yet for it. So they were kind of, that's why it looks kind of funny. But it's like, I swear I saw, like, I see the vision. It's supposed to look like a comic book. And they're just a little ahead their time. And now adding shading. I realized I forgot to do the black outline on that, on this one here. Whoopsies, my fault. It looks like the grays on my palette are like drying up too, which is kind of bumming me out. Like, I'm like, oh man, already? I swear I sometimes get spoiled with the oil paint and how long oil paint stays on the palette for versus acrylic. That just dries so fast. And it's a dry climate here too, so it's even faster. I might do just the shadows here, and then I think I'll get my palette to remix these colors. Oh, maybe I should have made these colors sooner. No, don't dry up on me. Also, when they're drying, they're like harder to blend. So you gotta work fast. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna remix all these colors. I think it'll make it easier on me when I'm doing the shadows and stuff. No, already. There we go. See, it's coming along. So I got this side done here. Now I'm just doing this side. Need some more. Whoop. Again, titanium white. Fortunately, I still have some blue. And I'm going to need a little bit more of black. A little bit of white, a little bit of blue, a little bit of black. Let's see. There we go. That's a good medium gray. Maybe a little bit of a lighter gray over here. Very much a light gray. Add a little bit more blue. Not maybe too much blue. There we go. See, and I use like all these different shades. There we go. Now the darkest dark. Needs to be even a little darker. There we go. Look at that. Here we go. It's so funny looking at it. It's like I have all these little piles of colors. And the buildup starts all over again. And I just cleaned this palette too, so it's funny. It's funny when I'm cleaning off the paint palette and I see all these layers of paints from all my like past projects. It's just so funny. All right, bringing this forward again. And accidentally smudged a little paint right there. Whoops. There we go. Clean that off. See, also too, when the paint's like freshly mixed, it's also the easiest to clean up if it ends up where it's not supposed to. There we go. Almost on this side, this line right here, I kind of want to add to the highlight. There we go. And I think I'm going to do the same on this side. Slightly a lighter gray. Now, going back to the shadows. You know what? I feel like I'm going to switch brushes. I'm like, this brush I don't really want to damage too much, and sometimes when you press too hard to blend, over time the bristles can kind of get scrunched. That's why a lot of my brushes actually have like frayed bristles, because I don't store any of them upside down because all of them are on their sides, but a lot of my bristles I like overuse them for blending. So I try to trade off my brushes of which ones blend, so not one brush always takes on the stress of blending. And this brush here has slightly tougher bristles than the other one I was just using, so it's kind of better anyway. I'm gonna go here and add in the shadow. I guess today is really a lot about like the detail work that goes into these. I feel like the last two streams were really about like the base colors. But this one here is really about like all the detail work. Do you think so many details would go into something so simple? I know, they look like really simple little like smartwatches, and they're actually, there's a lot to them. Even more than I was anticipating, just slightly though. I knew that they were going to be definitely a project. I will say, when making cosplays, I do like having a cartoony feel over a realistic feel. I don't know, there's so many rules with realism that I find it sometimes difficult, and I don't know. I have a huge appreciation for people who go for the realism route, but me, I think I prefer the cartoony route when I'm making stuff. Not look-wise. Look-wise, oh my gosh, when people do realism, I'm like, it's gorgeous. I think I'm too much of a perfectionist. And so, like with realism, it's a lot of being absolutely perfect. I think that's why, too, with my paintings, I more strive for the realistic, like illustrative realism rather than like hyper realism. Oh man. People who do hyper realistic paintings, man. There used to be a girl in one of my art classes. This was a long time ago. Um, and she did hyperrealism, but she did it with such ease too. Like there are some people that just like the hyperrealism just like clicks in their brain and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I got it." And I think that's just something that as an artist you either have or you don't have. And where it just like it clicks so easily, that part. Sure, I bet you if I really tried really hard, I could do hyperrealism, but yeah. I work hard, but I don't work that hard. Painting the underneath. I want all soft edges. That'd be cool, Isaac. I bet you there is romantic D&D stories. I know that there's like D&D stories that are in a single player game. Uh I know it sounds totally weird. I didn't even think they existed until like a couple of years ago. I had a friend who was telling me, he's like, "Oh, I'm playing this one where I don't know, it was a D&D game that he downloaded and printed it off. It was single player, but basically the story was is that you are a witch's cat. You're like her familiar and you have to help her out in her own story or something like that." And it was like it was a short story basically. Um and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I never knew that there was like single player D&D. I don't know. I think it was like a short story that can like be played like within like an hour or something. I don't remember the exact time he told me he could play it in, but it was just like a one single sit down session kind of thing. I'm like, that's cool. And I also like that story to be a witch's familiar. I don't know, that's kind of sounds like a fun story. I don't know, Isaac. Look it up. I bet you it exists. I bet you it exists. That is something that I know. Like, if you thought of it, someone probably already thought of it too. Yeah, and speaking of D&D, I don't know if anyone is following what Fan Fusion's lineup is going to be like of all the personalities that they're gonna have there. But apparently there's like a lot of critical role stuff gonna be there. I don't know much about critical role. Other than it's like D&D, and apparently there's like this story is really funny and witty, and I know it's a very loved fandom. I know people love the characters from Critical Role. So, but apparently there's going to be a lot of that at Fan Fusion, which, by the way, I'm going to have a booth there, and I'm very excited. I know it's a ways away, but hey, you know what? With how fast time flies, it's going to be here before you know it. I bet I think yeah, I think you're right when Ray is gonna probably I think he's like a big fan of Critical Role, right? Well, I know he likes D&D in general. See, he's probably someone that's like hyped right now for all that. I know a couple of other people are too. Seeing posts and people talking about it. A few posts. I haven't been too much on the socials lately. Kind of lately, I've been just like getting on there to post and then disappearing. Just going around, doing little touches. Trying to think of how many hours these little guys took. So I know for a fact it took me like a good hour to make the pattern. And I believe it took me like 2 hours, an hour for each, where I like cut them out, like cut them out of their into their shapes. And then I know it takes 2 hours to build. And then so far I've only worked on them like painting wise. It's like an hour to plasti dip. Oh my god, it took so long to prime them because they have so many sides and so many angles. So it took some time. There's a lot of work in these little guys. Hey, it's Nacho! Hi, Nacho. How you doing? Good to see you. Look at these little guys. They're coming along. They almost don't look real. I swear, whenever you give like anything a cartoony paint job, it almost doesn't even look real anymore. I'm almost done with these highlights. No, don't dry up on me now. Yeah, it's already dry. The paint's already drying up again. I'm not working fast enough. That's what the paint is telling me. Work faster. That sounds cool, Isaac. That actually sounds like a really cool D&D story. That sounds super cool. So how you doing, Nacho? How's your day going? I know you're working right now. We're taking a mini break from work. So how's it going? Yeah, just working. Hopefully it's going good for you. Hopefully make good progress on your things. There we go. All right, pretty much done here. I want to do one last thing though before completing this one here. And it's not even fully done. I still want to do a layer of Mod Podge on the screen. And also too, I was thinking about the little sound bars, actually making them lighter, so more visible. At first I was gonna leave them subtle, and that was my idea, just to kind of like little hidden detail. But I think I want to up the contrast a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to just do my edges here. Alrighty. There we go. Oh, wait. I found another thing right here. True, Nacho. You gotta finish Tekuizing your car. Very true. Just a few more stickers. That's all you need. Oh my gosh. Isaac, a bed made of pancakes? I bet it would smell good. I bet it would smell very good. I don't know. I mean, that sounds like kind of like fun, but also weird. Sounds very buttery. You know what, Win? Let's go with that it's a magical pancake that never goes bad. Because that's what I'm envisioning in my head. Like it's an enchanted pancake. I don't know, but that would be weird. I think I would want to eat it too. Very interesting question, Isaac. I like your questions of the day, though, Isaac. I do. I know, right? Evalea, you can never have too many stickers. More stickers, the better. I'm gonna push that one over there. And now I'm on to the second one. So the first one over here I think is good. There's some orange touch-ups that I want to do, but I don't want to like mix all the orange paint and then go over to it and have it dry up before I get to this one. So I'm gonna do all the touch-ups of all the gray first. And then I'll do the orange. That's also the trick with acrylic paint is kind of mapping out, okay, when am I actually going to need this color? Rather than oil paints where I just like put everything on the palette that I need for the day. There we go. Oh my gosh, I bet a couch made of jello. Isaac, I think you're ready for the universe of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Isaac, please tell me that you've seen that movie. And if not, I think you would love it. I'm gonna bring my palette back over. I just need to mix more of like the really dark color. I have. I like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I think it's a good movie. Before it even before it existed as a movie and when it was just a book, um, I had the book as a kid, and I always liked that book. Thought it was fun. But I like how the movie gives more detail to it. Like, why is it actually raining food? Rather than the book, it's like that's just how the world works. Exactly. Flintlock wood. Oh, a jaywalker. I know, so funny. There's so many quotable moments too. Movie's great. The second one is very strange, but I don't hate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why. I'm like, this movie's very, very, very odd, but I'm not complaining either. Maybe also, too, because I kind of like unhinged movies and unhinged shows. That's just me. Same nacho, same. This is. Nah, these are turning out so cool. I like them. I think they're turning out cool. Chicken waffles. With all this talk of food, I think it's about time that I do another food painting. Because I know everyone likes those. Should do another food painting. Just which food to do. What do I do? There we go. Yeah, going around the screen with the flat brush is much better, much smoother the than with the liner brush. All right. Now for the extra tricky part. For the extra tricky part. Uh-oh. I'm going to paint around the edges of these circles. I don't know what these circles are. I don't know if they're supposed to be buttons, maybe. Like little on and off switches. Maybe they're volume control. Like one's up, one's down. Very, very carefully going around all the edges. Very carefully. And yes, I will admit I'm holding my breath as I'm doing so. Extra concentration. Yeah, I'm actually really excited to do this cosplay. I've never like cross-played before, so this will be very interesting. I'm definitely going into like uncharted territory for myself. It'll be interesting. You know what's funny, Win, is that at one time I actually could hold my breath underwater for quite a while. I don't remember my time, but I used to have a mermaid tail, and I always thought it'd be cool to be like a professional mermaid. Um and I had a tail, and I taught myself a couple of things about being a mermaid. I could sit at the bottom of the pool, so that means I could get myself to like sit underwater without floating to the top. That's tricky because you basically have to empty out your lungs enough to make yourself non-buoyant, but enough where you have air in your lungs. But I could do that. I could um I know I could swim the whole length of this pool, and I don't know how long this pool is, but their community pool is pretty big. I could swim the whole length of it underwater. Hard. It was very hard for me, but I could do it. Um, what else could I do? I could open my eyes underwater and keep like keep a pretty face. Like no like squinting or anything, like just keeping very like beautiful underwater, which that's harder than you think to like not like squint underwater or wrinkle your nose or plug your nose or something. Like keep it very natural, very mermaid like. I could do that. What else? I could never get the blowing bubble thing. Couldn't get that to go. I could not blow bubbles out of my nose. So I like basically you only release bubbles from your mouth, not your nose. I could do that. Um, yeah, and all self-taught, mind you. Now there's like mermaid schools and mermaid classes and that kind of stuff, but when I was doing this, I think it existed, but I didn't know it existed. And lately I've actually had the kind of the urge to bring back my mermaid tail. The only thing that's holding me back is that the monofin, which, if you don't know what a monofin is, well, in the name it kind of explains itself, but it's the fin part of the mermaid tail itself. Where my ankles go in, one of the ankle straps is, there's a tear in it. So the more I use it, and even when I like flex my feet, the tear gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So eventually one day it'll break, which makes me sad thinking that. So I'm afraid of bringing my tail back out. I kind of need a new monofin. It was just, and the tear came from the years of the just the years of use and being in the chlorine, being in the hot sun. I also one summer made the mistake and decided to store my tail outside in the heat of the summer. I think that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. Um, but yeah. Yeah, see, Nacho knows. I told Nacho all this stuff, what I used to be able to do. I don't know if I'll be able to do it because anymore because it's been a very, very long time since the last time I did put on my mermaid tail. I know I could swim like a mermaid. I know that would come back to me. But to be able to, like, I don't know, sit at the bottom of the pool and hold my breath for a long time, probably not. I bet you I could still not blow bubbles out of my nose. I think I remember how to do that. I think it's just the holding the breath part that would be the hardest for me because it's kind of like a muscle that you keep practicing. Oh, really? Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know even Primrose had a Patreon. Maybe I'll have to check it out. Primrose is awesome. I'm such a big fan of hers. I really am. And her magic and her bubbles and just everything about her. She's so cool. There we go. All right. Actually, I see something. This is always how it happens, right? You know, with me, where I'm like, it's done, and then all of a sudden I see something and like, it's not done. Like, wait a second here. Alrighty. Here you go. Look at that. They're glorious. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with how these look and how these turned out. I'm really, really happy with them. All right, so for the next step of these, yeah, I think I want to touch up a few things on the orange pieces, and I want to add more to the, more to the details. You can barely see it in the camera, but I swear it's more visible in, like, real life. um, but I think I want to add up the contrast a little bit, and I think that'll actually take us to the end of the stream today, which will be perfect timing. These little things do not want to, like, stand or anything. There we go. And I'll go over just a tad because I was late to today's stream. Whoops. Exactly, Nacho. Yo. Yo. Alright, so for the orange, I'm getting a little bit of titanium white, a little bit of primary yellow. Personally, primary yellow is my favorite yellow to work with. And some cadmium orange. Aw, thank you, Evolea. Thank you. Aw. Thank you, Win. Thank you. I'm gonna make a more darker medium orange. And then that's a good light medium orange. And then I'm gonna make an even lighter orange than that. And I add a bit of primary yellow to this mix because I don't know, otherwise it turns very pastel-y and not so much orange anymore. I tend to, with any of my warm colors, add a bit of yellow. I think it helps it. Keep it from looking like a creamsicle. Hold on, I see I forgot a message and didn't see. Oh. Ooh, yes! Yes, Nacho, bring the Acceleracharger. Definitely. Aw, thank you, Win, for posting my website. Alrighty, with the time that I have left, I'm gonna finish up the orange pieces and then, yeah, actually I'll hit my goal almost. I just will need to do Mod Podge on top, but that's okay. There's a Fuzzy. Be gone, Fuzzy. Yeah, yeah, these are looking cool. And I'm gonna add just a bit of this orange, kind of the darker medium color, cleaning up some areas here. Now you really see my perfectionist side coming out. I'm like, I must keep it perfect. There we go. There we go, almost done. Just adding the little final touches. There we are. All right, and then onto the little sound bars. Technically, it's a screen. I think that would be cool if this was like a real screen. And yes, that would be possible to do, but I just don't have like the knowledge of coding things and wiring stuff and all that goodies. But hey, if someone out there made that, I think that'd be really cool. I want to see it. That'd be super, super cool. My knowledge is as far as just painting. That's as far as my technology goes. There we are. Thank you, Nacho. You too. I hope you have an awesome day as well, Nacho. That's all right. Well, just in time, Nacho, because I gotta go too. But I'll see you around, Nacho. Bye. Yeah, this is looking super cool. Awesome. Here, I'll flip them around. They still look like little spaceships to me. There's like a little speck of black here. Where is that? Cover it up. There we go. Alrighty, there we go for today. Actually, you know what? Hit my goal. I wanted to be done painting these today, and here we are. So yay! It always feels good when I hit a goal. They're not completely done though. I still need to put the Velcro on them, and then I need to Mod Podge the top to make the screens really shiny looking. But other than that, they're done. Ha! Here, I'll inch them a little forward so you can see more detail. There we go. Alrighty, well, thank you everyone for joining today. It was awesome to have you all here, and thank you for the support and the love. Like, you all are really awesome. I really all appreciate you. Yeah. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day too. As for Friday, aw, Evil Leia, that's so cute, the little waving cat girl. Little waving cat girl. As for Friday, I will be back. What I'll be working on, I'm not sure. I'm thinking most likely more horns. These little guys, more of these, just because I need to get them done. This is another thing that has a deadline. You know, look how cute they are. They're so cute. I like these ones, the blue one. But so most likely working on horns, because I think everything of Shirako, I can't really work on the wig because of how the camera's set up and stuff, and I don't really know how I would adjust everything. Maybe, but yeah, it'll be probably horns. Nah, thank you, Blood, for the hearts. And thank you, Win, for the Kirby hearts. Alrighty, well, today was awesome. Great progress, and I will see you all next time. Alrighty, bye for now. Bye!